1 out of every 8 couples in the U.S. will struggle with infertility. It's part of the reason why IVF use is up 11% within the last 2 years.
Yeah, for many, mixing medicine and self-injecting hormones is one of the most stressful parts of this process, and one local woman is stepping in to help.
Just being aware of how kind of crazy it is that we send boxes of medications to patients going through fertility treatments.
Alexa Costa knows needles.
All you have to do is breathe.
Costa is a board-certified nurse and the co-founder and CEO of LexRx, an aesthetic injectables practice. She's also a mom of 2, daughter Capri, an IVF miracle.
What was your average day like when you were going through this? How many times a day were you having to do it?
So I was always in a panic to get home by a certain time, mix the medications properly, store them properly, show up on time for appointments, and it really is a lot to go through it.
Costa found herself rescheduling many of her patients to stay on top of her own injections and doctor's appointments. But what started as a scheduling headache turned into something incredibly meaningful.
When they would say like, oh, you have an appointment, like what are you doing? And I became very transparent and open with my customer base that I was going through IVF treatments in the hopes to have a second child. And it really opened the conversation for my patient population to say, you know, maybe they were going through it too. A lot of them shared their fears and anxiety around administering the medications. I had 2 patients of my own that said, you know, I had 2 rounds fail because I messed up the medications. And that just kills you because you know the meds are expensive. It's incredibly time consuming. So to feel their heartbreak really spoke to me.
What was the conversation like?
They almost wanted to ask, like, would I be willing to help with the injections? You know, I do their Botox treatments. I do other services for them. They trust me with a syringe and a needle. And for me, it just felt like the best way to pay it forward was to really help my own clients going through this journey.
So Costa began seeing patients after hours, helping with their hormone injections completely free of charge.
Hi.
One of them happened to be her cousin, Marissa Penta. She and her wife both went through IVF cycles in hopes of getting pregnant, attempting to handle injections on their own before eventually turning to Alexa.
It was very anxiety-provoking, very stressful to have to do it ourselves.
How did you feel when you had someone who could administer it and you weren't having to use the needle yourself?
It was like a weight lifted.
It's a lot of shots, it's a lot of blood draws, it's a lot of ultrasounds. The #1 reason why people drop out of the process is that it's so physically hard. To paint you a picture, when patients start the IVF process, they get a box at home that has dozens of needles, syringes, medications.
Alexa and Dr. Pietro Bortoletto of Dedham-based Terra Fertility are currently working on making that process feel a little less crazy. The hope to take the pressure off patients and send trained nurses to their homes to handle injections.
You can't imagine life without her now, right?
No. It's like all of the years of infertility was worth it for her.
So far, Alexa has helped more than 15 of her patients with their IVF injections. They've all gone on to successfully give birth to happy and healthy babies. It is so much pressure that we put on someone.
Yeah.
You're already going through infertility, and now you have to learn how to mix medicine, administer injections. And so I think what they're doing, it's really great.
Yeah, well, I think too, for so many women, it's a time where you feel like lonely and it's really hard. It's a difficult journey. So even too, just having somebody who can support you along the way probably means so much to those women.
The support system is everything.